बोले सोने हाल सासरी अकाल।
Yeah, welcome to my Desi Vanna's Kitchen. Manjeet Kaur always bringing some fine and very creative recipes into your homes, going in with no frying, absolutely just taking your pan onto the cooker. You don't have a griddle, you don't have an air fryer. I've got another solution for you, which is this amazing appe pan, making amazing dumplings. English word, Punjabi ho gaya ke kind of South Indian concept hega of this dumplings. We've already done one show. I hope you followed that religiously. Welcome, Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Adab, Jai Shri Krishna, and Jambusana. Going on to a more protein concept. If you've got leftover breads, never throw them away. So diversity of food is so much that my whole idea and mission or vision or passion is just to take you into a journey and for you youngsters to, give you that taste that you're looking for. With a chutney, with summer, with a salad, with a wonderful cake recipe. Stay tuned. So let's get into the concept. This is going to be a bit of a mashup job. I'm first going to take the concept of the 5 beans, put them all in there. They need to be mashed physically, literally, but not pureed, just so that you get the bite. Okay? So canned. Wash off the water, the salted water in there, and just break them down. Now taking in potatoes. Also to be mashed. Start off with one first. And a second one. I'll take 2 small potatoes. This pan also comes in ring of 24 if you've got a bigger family. So many recipes you can create, endless recipes in this one. And really, but the only thing is you need gas fire. You can't do this on electric. So now getting all the other marination into this and serving that with a wonderful traditional chutney, Hana? Away from bottle chutneys. Adding in a tablespoon of rapeseed oil. Always get rapeseed oil in a glass bottle. Every bit I'm saying to you here actually holds a reason why you should do what I'm telling you to do. So if you're going for cheaper options, you are not justifying a healthy concept of food. So adding in 2 cloves of garlic. And now I'll be adding in a tablespoon of suji, heaped, breadcrumbs to your choice of homemade, use good quality bread, 3 heaped, there we are, giving wonderful coating. And alwa ne bread, if you're using a very homemade thick coarse bread, you might need to add some white sauce or some water. Tika? So 2 aloo and a 3/4 can of beans has gone a milestone. Ginger and garlic to add, and chilies, good to heaped to give it that really spicy taste. Teaspoon of tomato puree, onions. About half an onion is good enough. Toasted pine nuts in my cute little bowl here, just as they are. You don't need to break them down any further. You can make them as nutty as you want to. 1 handful of toasted pine nuts. And this is now ready to go with a few more garnishing of salt, herbs, little bit of garlic salt, garam masala, bit of chili powder. Jis yaani kha rahe ya, don't put it. And let's get some herbs. I've got my coriander, parsley. It has been washed, folks, so I will look out for the best. This is dhania. I'm not using curly parsley. In this case, I'm using flat parsley. Always introduced a new dish when they're starving hungry, and I bet you bottom dollar they will actually embrace that. So to see, really, whilst your guests are still sitting, you can pre-prep this. You can make it the night before, because ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਣਾ initially, but later on, if you feel like it's a stiff mix, you can add water. Mix all that up together now. So what I'm going to do is add in, just to create a liquefied white sauce, parsley sauce, 3 teaspoons. Or you can add yogurt if you wish. ਹੁਣ 2 ਆਲੂਆਂ ਤੋਂ and 3 less than a half can of beans. देखो what amazing amount of barkat I've got. This is ready to go into our pan now. So it should be this consistency ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ. So that's the way it should be. If it's any runnier, it would not give you that wonderful mix in there. So basically what we are doing there is browning it. To this side of my work surface now, just touching it nice and hot. I'm going to oil each one with rapeseed oil. Brush it. It is hot. You do need to keep it on low flame. So each one nu paa do. And stab kar do. You can use your hands. You can also use an ice cream scooper, scooper of the ice cream. Because pine nuts whole hege ne, so the idea is just to stab everything down. As it was already quite hot, I'm going to start looking at the first one. And look at that. So beautiful. Browning ho rahi hai. And I think this was the first one. Look at that. No mess, no lutter putter. दो आलू रात दे भी boil किते होएगे. That's good enough. Piling them a bit higher. And do remember, this does get hot. Safety must be followed to the max, huh? Cover that up. After a little short break, I'll take you into the chutney and then into a dessert. What is my chutney going to be? I'm going to use cashew nuts. I'm using pine nuts. I'm going to use basil. And I'm going to create a lot of masala and spices with coriander. This is going to be a very classic Gujarati chutney which will have garlic because Gujarati chutneys always have garlic. And if you want to serve it with imli chutney, you may so do the same. Again, do keep an eye on your and turning them around. And this one has actually been just oiling the surface, and really there's been no oil used but just to glaze them up. And amazing concept that can go straight, not on an electric cooker. Jenane hune tune in kita, it has to be on gas fire, and this is why I brought my gas fire from my summer house to bring you this wonderful concept. The chutney will be made after this short break, and then we'll take you into an amazing dessert, and the dessert will be fabulous to look out for, which can be consumed with anything else. Stay tuned into the second half of the Cook Show.
ਅਕਾਲ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ। ਨਵੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਦੀ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਣਾ।
Ji haan, welcome. Can't do any serving of any Indian food, nice starters or breakfast. This can be had for breakfast, has to be done with the wonderful chutney of your choice, but not bottled stuff. So let's get the chutney going. In go the chilies and then the greens first. So I'll be using plenty of dhania, not going too low into the stock, huh? Parsley. Dhania chutney is always karari. It's got to be very sharp. In go pine nuts, cashew nuts, beans, lemon, which we can put in later, onions, ginger and garlic, whisk it. Adding water now, not before, but little, just like a quarter glass, so the whole chutney can turn around. There we are. Now comes in pouring this out in the bigger bowl so I can get all my spices mixed in here. Let me just check ke upro leke thale tak turn around ho gaya. Haan ji. And this wholesome thing, also the chutney can be made and frozen, because ek wari tusi coriander de vich nimbu pata in dhania, you're preserving it. Adding lemon without the pips, huh? This chutney has to have lemon. It cannot go without lemon. Adding all the goodness of the lemon, not just the juice, Sara jeda eda fiber hega, it's all the lemon bits inside, even have more powerful taste. Now go in the spices of salt. I'm not adding any other sweetener other than agave. There we are. So get all the best that you can, about a teaspoon. I wouldn't put white sugar, I would rather use agave. And honey would be too loud. You could not have a better chutney than this one, folks. Adding in more sugar, sweetener or salt if you wish. Tusi apne aap taste karke kha sakde ho. That goes into my serving bowl. And now let's get my wonderful, beautiful dumplings, pakode. They're definitely not tikkiyan, and they're definitely not the fry up tikkiyan ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਿਆਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. Look at that. And ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਛਕੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, and so easy to just turn around. So if you've got leftover bread at home, use it already, don't burn it. And I'm just going to tip it over because that is piping hot, folks, and couldn't be any better than that. This is my wonderful platter of homemade dumplings, beautiful, served with a wonderful chutney. Any leftovers you can carry on making the same. So with 2 potatoes, less than 3/4 glass cup of beans, chilies, ginger, garlic, breadcrumbs homemade, adding a parsley sauce, about 3 heaped tablespoons, salt, any other herbs and spices with dhania, methi, pine nuts. What an amazing concept. You've got the beans, you've got the pine nuts, you've got amazing chutney, and all the chutney actually is also protein. You can't go wrong. Let me now take you to the sweet dish. Stay tuned after we change the set over. Ji haan, you've got the dumplings, the Indian dumplings kalo, which I've got all the Indian touch with an Indian touch chutney, very Gujarati chutney, with wonderful tomatoes and this wonderful sweet and sour chutney. So very simple recipe. I've got my white flour, organic, just about half a cup. I don't want to make more than 2 or 3 marble cakes. In this I will add in 2 teaspoons of rapeseed oil, and I've got my vanilla, I've got my mix of egg-free mix with custard powder. I might have put in about 4 tablespoons instead of, because when I put the custard it started collecting too much. I'm just going to use half this mix first. That is part 1 ready. ठीक है जी? Part 2 is the marble. So in the same one I've got my chocolate, cocoa, purest form, and what I'm going to do is add the same of the leftover in this cup rather than laberdifying, and I don't even think I need more than that. Adding in a teaspoon of the oil, less than that actually. Give that a good mix. Some water. So this is dark chocolate, huh? It will go into my air fryer 175 degrees. So get my cupcakes. Start off with 3 first and see how many we can do. What is the secret of marble cake? दो बनेंगे. That was my desire कि मैंने ज़्यादा नहीं बनाने. You've got the concept. Very simple to do. Now the marble will be dropped in the middle. The secret is then to take a stick and just twirl it around to create the marble effect. And if you want to even make a large cake, you can do the same. So I'm going to take this. Because this is dark chocolate, it's dense compared to the flour. Taking a stick now and just twirling it around and just doing the swirls, and then you will get this effect of the marble cake. There we are. And do no more. There. Turn around and just let the mix turn inside out. This will create your marble cake effect. So twirling around, you can take a cocktail stick. If you don't have that, that's even quicker. Just do strands and spread it out. Inch kar lo. And you will get that effect as the cake rises. So air fryer, time to bake that, and then we will take you into the plating section. 175 degrees. Put that on preheat. See you after this is risen. जी हाँ, marble cake which are like in the cups are nearly done. The fragrance, the essence, the aroma of the chocolate and the vanilla, everything is actually in the room. Bouncing. 5 seconds to go, and we'll plate this up and then take you into another cook show. Stay tuned. Just let's get this done. Very hot. You can serve that with anything that you like. Strawberries in season, okay to have them, but not for everybody. So this wonderful concept of taking you into Indian or South Indian dumplings, which is done on my appe pan, no frying, no smell in the house, perfectly simple, easy to do, and such a creative, innovative way of cooking, but taking you into so many recipes. We did the first one, and this was a different concept. Did the marble cake, eggless, serve that with anything that you like, piping hot, but definitely not the cakes that you are actually having out there. Fairy cakes and cupcakes is another big story. May I say thank you so much for all my avid viewers. Stay tuned into the next cook show, which will be so exciting, so creative, so fruity, so colorful for this summer season. Stay tuned. Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Adab, and Jai Shri Krishna, and goodbye.